2 runs given up by Brandon Scott in 4 1/3 innings pitched. And I tell you what, that's exactly what you needed out of the young man at Hillsdale College. 4 1/3, 95 pitches, 4 hits, 2 runs allowed. Neither one of those were earned, though. 5 walks and no strikeouts. It'll be Alec Mendoza into the ball game. 6 appearances for him this season. Only 1 run given up. A 1.5 ERA and a 1-0 record. Mendoza will come in here, a righty-lefty matchup, as he'll have to face Mr. Kaysen Taggart here in the righty-lefty matchup with Calarco over on first. 1 out, top 5. Rafters lead at 5-2 here, as it'll be one that catches low and away to the Growler. No balls and a strike. Rafters could really use a double play right here. Again, if Mendoza could get a first at-bat double play, kind of settle his nerves down. Did hit last night in Game 3 against the Wausau Woodchucks in the first round. And here we are in the Great Lakes Divisional Championship game tonight. As the 0-1 delivery to Taggart. This will be a fastball right there at the knees. Mendoza looks good. No balls and 2 strikes. And again, holding a 3-run lead, it'd be a lot better than holding a 3-run deficit. However, you're never going to feel comfortable in a playoff game. As Mendoza looks over at first a couple times and will now come set. Ahead of Taggart, no balls and 2 strikes. As here comes the pitch. Fastball just misses up that time. This will be 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1-2 count with 1 out here in the top half of the 5th inning. Still a lot of baseball to be played here tonight in the only game going on in the Northwoods League. As Mendoza comes set. Big exhale out of him. He'll check first. 1-2 delivery home. This one will miss in the dirt. Evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. That right-hander we mentioned earlier still up and going out there in the bullpen for the Growlers. That right-hander, Mason Meeks. So looking in, going to be Mendoza. He'll look over at first. Now comes set. Still looking in. 2-2 delivery home. Fastball hitting the air left side. That's going to be tailing out foul territory. Chase will give it a run. It'll land just in front of the bullpen out in left as we'll do the 2-2 tango once more. Again, the biggest blemish on Brandon Scott tonight is the fact that he gave up 5 walks. And again, Brandon, that's what I'll say about him, though, on the contrary of that. Despite not having his best stuff tonight, he competed for 4 1/3. You do that in a playoff game, you give your chance to win, especially with as good as the offense as the Rafters have this late in the season, being in the postseason. And again, the biggest moments happen to the biggest players in the playoffs. Mendoza comes set. 2-2 delivery home to Taggart. This one stung down the first base line into right field. Rounding that one going to be Andrew Simo. He's going to pick it up and throw it back in. A 1-out single here from Taggart. Puts Growlers on first and second. As Calarco at second, Taggart at first. Now this brings up the right fielder, Miles Beal. Beal has walked twice now in 2 plate appearances tonight. A switch hitter. He's been swinging it from the right side. Went out swinging here from the left side now that the left-hander Brandon Scott's out of the ball game and the right-hander Alec Mendoza's on the bump. Again, still just a ground ball away from getting out of the inning here with runners on first and second. 1 out, top 5. As Mendoza comes set. He'll stare in for a while. First one home to Beal. This will be a fastball, catches on the inner half. No balls and 1 strike. Beal did not like the call. And so he'll shake his hand. Manuel Flighties will tell him where it was at. This will be an 0-1 count. Point Craft River packed out tonight for the Great Lakes Championship game. Getting a lot of Cranberry crazies in the crowd. They've been being loud here tonight. As the 0-1 delivery home. Fastball right over the outer third. Cranberry Crazies didn't like that one, as it'll be a ball. Evens up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Miles Beal, definitely not a guy you want to leave a hanging curveball to. He's drawn a pair of walks this evening. Had to swing it too much. 1-1 delivery fastball, same spot. Called for a strike that time. This will be 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1-2 count with 1 out, top 5. Can runners stand on first and second here for the Growlers? As Witterfield begins to rock a little bit. Mendoza looks back at second. 1-2 delivery home. Fastball misses in the right-handed batter's box that time. Well, even count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, Mendoza's thrown 10 pitches here in the top half of the 5th. Ideally, you'd like to see him go through the end of the 6th. then turn it over to the back-end arms of Connor Kirky and Preston Howie. 2-2 delivery home. This will be a good curveball that misses low and away this time. Peel down to third. They'll say that Beal did not go. Full count now of 3 balls and 2 strikes. High stress at bat right here between Mendoza and Beal. Will the Growlers send runners in motion here on a 3-2 count with only 1 away? There's a 3-2 delivery home. Fastball misses inside. Beal will draw a walk, and that'll walk him loaded. So Mendoza's come in, giving up a 1-out single, now a 1-out walk. As Calarco on third, Taggart on second, and Miles Beal over on first. This will bring up the third baseman in Connor Schumann. Schumann 0 for 1 tonight with a walk. So a righty-righty matchup here. And again, I'll remind you just one more time, a ground ball from getting out of the inning. Here with 1 away. As the corner infielders will be playing in of Egawa and Ballman. Ballman going to move back a little bit at third. As this first one is Schumann, fastball paints the outer third from Mendoza, no balls and 1 strike. You talk about a guy who is just a student of the game of baseball, and Alec Mendoza takes a journal and every day that he pitches and throws a bullpen. Was riding in it today. As the 0-1 delivery home, fastball going to be chased inside and fouled off the plate, no balls and 2 strikes. Hopefully Mendoza can ride through a scoreless outing tonight in that Journal post game. Right now, he's got an 0-2 count ahead of Connor Schumann here in the top of the 5th. He's got 1 out. That was a web gem of a play Alex Ballman made when Brandon Scott was still in the game. Mendoza looks in and comes set. Bases loaded. 1 out. 0-2 delivery home. This one hit right side, right to Conniff. He throws it to first. They doubled him up. Chris Conniff, how do you do? L4, 4-3 put out. You can't stop Chrissy Barrels tonight. 4 straight scoreless innings thrown by the Rafters staff. Heading to the home half of the 5th, the Rafters lead the Growlers 5-2. The Northwoods League is proud to partner with the authentic Stadium Mustard this season. For over 50 years, Stadium Mustard has been offered at stadiums, ballparks, and arenas coast to coast, and the Rafters are proud to be serving Stadium Mustard here at historic Witter Field. Loved by millions, Stadium Mustard. 5-2, the Rafters lead it here in the home half of the 5th inning. Chris Conniff, there's nobody else that could be your player of the game candidate tonight. 3 RBIs and in a 4-3 double play, he'll turn after an L4 and then double up the Kalamazoo Growler at first to strand the bases loaded there in the top half of the 5th. Here we are in the home half. Rafters lead it 5-2. New pitcher in the ball game will be Mason Meeks from Drury University. 6 games appeared in, 6 starts in the regular season, a 3-1 record across 33 innings pitched, 23 strikeouts, and a 4.05 ERA. So it'll be a righty-righty matchup here against Egawa as Jacob Egawa, Andrew Semo, and Brady Dragella 4, 5, and 6 due up for the Rafters here in the home half of the 5th inning. So we'll get to the end of the line shortly from Eamon Horwedel as the first one catches the outer third to Egawa, no balls and a strike. As Horwedel, 4 innings, 48 pitches, gave up 7 hits, 5 runs, all earned, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. As Meeks will look in and come set, this slider misses low and away to Egawa, as it'll be 1 ball and 1 strike. Jacob tonight is 1 for 2 with 1 of the 5 Rafter runs scored. So Meeks will stare in for a while. Far left side of the rubber is where he'll come set. 1-1 delivery. Another slider that misses badly low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Nobody currently going to be warming up for the Growlers. Yes, I know Meeks just came in the ball game, but in a postseason game, you usually always like to see someone warm him up. Connor Kirky's going to begin to stretch now for the Rafters. 2-1 delivery. That'll be a changeup that catches at the knees. Even count now of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, Connor Kirky is beginning to stretch for the Rafters. As Mason Meeks will continue to look in. Now will come set. 2-2 delivery home to Egawa. Fastball misses away that time as that'll run it full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So a full count coming here in the righty-righty matchup. Jacob Egawa versus Mason Meeks. The Rafters did not work a count full against Eamon Horwedel in his entire 4 innings. As a 3-2 delivery, fastball misses low and away, and that'll be a leadoff walk given out to Jacob Agawa here in the home half of the 5th inning. In fact, the first walk given out by a Kalamazoo pitcher tonight. Eamon Horweddle, no walks across his first 4 innings. So now Mason Meeks issues out a walk, and it'll be Mr. Andrew Semo. So Semo will face Meeks in the righty-righty matchup. And again, Horweddle, a guy that pitches to a lot of contact. He was pitching to a lot of soft contact, started to get hard contact later on into his outing as the fastball misses away. As it'll be 1 ball and no strikes. Mason Meeks will come set. 1-0 delivery home. This will be one that gets through the catcher's legs. Calarco going to second will be Jacob Agawa. 2 balls and no strikes, and that one will be scored as a pass ball. Yes, indeed. Alex Calarco let that one go right through his legs. And again, double play ball is going to be taken out of range with now a runner on second. Rafters are going to look to add some insurance here in the home half of the 5th inning. This has that big game feel to it, and the Rafters are stepping up and answering the call. Can they add on some? Semo, he's 2 for 2 tonight. A base hit would score the 6th run. 2-0 delivery to him. This is a chopper left side. Third baseman will charge. Looks at second. Goes to first with it. Good throw. 5-3 put out Schumann to Taggart for out number 1. So 1 out here, bottom 5. It'll be Brady Jurgella. Brady has had 2 very, very constructive at-bats tonight. 1 for 2. He had a bunt single his last time up and then ended up time before. Swung at strike 3. Went to the backstop, ruled dead. Jacob Agawa came home to score the first run of the night after a dead ball, strike 3. So righty-lefty matchup as Meeks will look in. Now comes set. Agawa gets his lead off of second. There's the first one to Jurgella. Fouled off of Calarco. No balls and 1 strike. So 0-1 count, 1 out, bottom 5. 5-2, the Rafters lead it. As Meeks will continue to look in. Agawa, a rather large lead off of second base. 0-1 delivery to Brady. This one hit in the air left side, going to be playable in foul territory. Hustling in on that one, the third baseman and the left fielder. And the left fielder, Ryan Dykstra, got slowed down by the left field umpire. If it wasn't for the left field umpire, he had a chance to make that play. However, ran into left field umpire Tyler Melhop, and that'll get in his way. And again, Dykstra didn't have a chance at it. That'll just be a long strike number 2. 0-2 count. I tell you what, regular season he makes the play because there's no left field umpire right there. And again, that's nothing against Tyler Melhop out there in left. He's just doing his job trying to get out of the way. Dykstra and him just kind of collide and slows Dykstra up just enough to not be able to get to that baseball. So an 0-2 count to Brady Jurgella, facing the right-hander Mason Meeks. Jacob gets his lead off a second. 0-2 delivery to Brady. He'll swing over the top of a really good curveball there as Meeks will pull the string for out number 2. So 2 outs, bottom 5. Here comes Aiden Brewer. He'll swing it with Jacob Agawa on second in the righty-righty matchup. The Brew man tonight, 0 for 2, has scored a run as he has reached base via a fielder's choice. So he'll swing it here in the righty-righty matchup. As Meeks will stare in for a while. Now comes set. As the first one home to the Brew man, misses low and inside for a ball. 1-0 count. So we got 1 ball, no strikes here to the Brew man. Jacob Agawa stands on second after he drew a leadoff walk to begin matters here in the home half of the 5th. Looking in for a while, Mason Meeks now coming set. 1-0 delivery home to the Brew man. This one hit out, deep center field, going back to the track, going to catch it out there in a jumping grab by Bakes Talley in deep center field. Aiden Brewer, he's been robbed twice tonight, 3 times actually. A hard hit ball to the second baseman in L4 first time around, reached via fielder's choices last time, and then probably flies out 363 feet to the fence that time. Rafters held scoreless for the first time since the first inning here in the home half of the 5th. Heading to the 6th, Rafters lead it over the Kalamazoo Growlers 5-2.